Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, everyone, wherever you are and whenever you are. For me, it's good morning. I am sat here in Larnaca Airport on wonderful Cyprus. It is Thursday morning, and we have been here for just about 2 days. And we're ready for the new flight leg, the new sector of our tour of the European Union. Today we are going to Bulgaria, country famous for sunny beach, Varna, burgers, cities by the Black Sea, and I did have a plan to go to Varna by the Black Sea, but I really couldn't find any good scenery for that area, at least not the airport scenery, and I did find something for Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, so we have decided to go there instead, and there's active sky ruining our sunny day. But we will manage just fine. So as always, I'm Klaus Henrik, and I am in virtual reality. As always, we always fly 100% in VR. No 2D screens for us, no ma'am. And we are in X-Plane 11 and using the Oculus Rift S as our preferred VR gear. You can read more about the specs and setups and everything in the description below of the video. As always, we are online on Vatsim, and we are flying the Cybermod, the Boeing 737-800, Scandinavian Airlines, Saga Viking. This will be the airplane that we will be using throughout our tour of the European Union. And as always, we will have the same call sign, Scandinavian 511. Now, despite being online on Vatsim, it is Thursday morning early. We are we are not in the UK to say that say that much, so I would be very, very surprised if anybody showed up. I'll just be happy if we get any traffic around us. It is quite barren here in Larnaca Airport, and it looks like we are the only arrival into Sofia as for now, so we will see what the day brings. In the previous video I did talk about the length of the flight legs that we have been taking, and sort of mentioned that now we are finished with the long legs. Not that a 2-hour flight leg is long, by no means, but in VR and making a video it might be a bit long. But it seems that I have lied just a little bit. Now going to Sofia is just a tad longer than going to Varna, and we will be stretching it up near 2 hours in the air again, but hopefully I will keep you somewhat entertained during that flight. As you might have noticed, the scenery here isn't that good. I can't remember who made it. It was some freeway scenery, and if you saw the video of us coming in here, you would have noticed some issues with the runway. There's corner of the runway sitting in the ocean, first of all, and then the PAPI light sitting in the middle of the runway. And when I loaded up the sim here, tried to load us into the ramp we arrived at, lo and behold, we are skewed off the yellow line, so we are smack in the middle between two parking spots here. So that hints that there are some issues with this river scenery from Larnaca. So I have, of course, just played along and said, hey, it's airbridge inoperable, so we will just park in the middle and have some stairways come up to us and use our wonderful ground handling plug-in. Enough talking on the ground, let's jump into the aircraft and start setting up for this flight into Sofia. So here we go. Boom. Shut the door. Get some peace from all the noisy ladies in the back. So it should be quite warm here. We do have a ground power, so let's just pop that on. And so. Oh, there's a warning of my battery getting low on the controller, and that means that there's no way it's going to last for 2 hours. So before getting much more done, it might be wise of me to just go and change the battery. Now that's the only thing, really, not the only thing, but that's a thing with the new Oculus Rift. They do eat up the battery quite quickly. If you're like a half an hour gamer here and there, you might not notice it as much, but when you're sitting in the sim, you're using it for hours, right? So it drains, yeah, I think it has around 5-6 hours on the battery. It uses one AA battery, so it's not something crazy. It's not a big cost or anything. Just you have to change it. I did cross my mind before this flight. Maybe I should change the battery, but we'll just drain it. And now it's drained. I could use it a little bit more, but I wouldn't want it to act out while we're doing any maneuvers or anything, because that could be a pain. So what I think I do, I'll just very quickly just jump out of VR, get a new battery in, and continue our setup. I will be right back. Okay, so we are loaded up with a new battery and we are good to go. So let me just quickly run over here, make sure that everything is as we would like it to be. Put that on. So let's do a check. It's good. Working. It's a tad. No, it works. Just had to give it a few minutes, I guess. Okay. So barrow and good. Test the lights. That's all good. Reset this. Down. Stowed. Get some lights here as well. So. I did the fire test. And a noisy TCAS test.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Climb now. Climb. Crossing. Climb. Climb. Crossing. Climb. 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 Clear of conflict. Descend. 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 Crossing. Descend. Descend. Crossing. Descend. Descend. Descend now. Descend. Descend now. Increase climb. Increase climb. Increase descent. Increase descent. Maintain vertical speed. Maintain. Maintain vertical speed. Crossing.
Kilo.
Maintain. Monitor vertical speed. TCAS test. Pass.
Go. Let's look at the flight plan here. Lima Charlie Lima Kilo. Lima Charlie Lima Kilo. Correct. So just insert that. This. And Lima. So that's right. Sofia. That's our flight number inserted, so let's continue with the route. Before we do that, let's just get the zero fuel weight in and the fuel. So 56.9. And we'll need a 56.9, and let's take 10 tons. That should do us. I'll just grab a sip of coffee. There we go. 66.9 tons in total. And reserves, we'll take 3, set it at 3 tons. So the routing, we are leaving from a runway 22. And doing the Boeing 1 Echo departure. And from Boeing, it's on to Uniform Mike 601. 1 is there, which will bring us to Exela. And from Exela on to Uniform November 127. 127. And Lima Mike Oscar. Uniform November 128. There we go. Pedan. There we go. Uniform Lima 863. 3. Vivi. Yankee 94. Varnet. There we go. And then it's the Varnet 3 Hotel into Sofia. '27. And before we do anything else here, I would like to have a look at the map, because Sofia isn't quite all that boring as you might think it would be. It is nestled in a valley. We do have some mountains around, actually. That's also something we like. And we'll need to find the correct approach for that. So Varnet 3 Hotel. Oops. Here. So here we have now the terrain ain't really on this. It looks like it's quite an old chart, but we do have terrain on both sides, about 10 kilometers wide. So as you can see, the Nisva here takes traffic from the north coming in to the valley here, and that makes this turn. And we'll be coming from Varnet, quite high, 8,000, then going down. Then we can choose to go direct Akdir and back dip for a short approach. That's 10 miles for 8,000. 10 miles down to 4-5, so we could do that, or we could do the long arrival all the way around here, right? So let's look at the approach. Zulu. That's the back dip arrival. So that will give us a bit shorter arrival, but that will clear us if we go all the way to Rubiv. Then we'll get quite close to terrain here. Here you see the terrain clearly, right? So we'll be coming in at at 8,000 here. And then to active and back, active and a back dip. So I am actually a bit tempted to do that one, so it's the Yankee. Gives you the long approach. Of course, there's an RNAV Zulu. It's this one. All the way to Ruby. But I think we'll do the Zulu one. I really... now we have done 2 RNAV approaches, so let's do this one here correct into back dip. And it was the Zulu, right? Yeah. There we go. And yeah, let's just have a look at the route here. Okay, activate that. Do the performance. 3 tons in reserves. Cost is like 30. And we'll get it back to our one here. So let's top of climb, flight level 360. Let's just insert this right away. There we go. And 24278. 24278. Set it. And we have plus 14. So we don't have much weather to contend with on this flight, at least not from the last I looked. Just execute that. So we should be getting quite a lot of good views of this departure and of Turkey. We'll fly along the Turkish coast over Izmir, among other things. Let's just do a 24K. Flaps 5. So 139, 140, 148. And the D-step, so we'll get that thing here. So we need 5 units. Is set. And the approach for now, we'll just review that later on. But for now we'll set that. Okay, so there's the legs. Let's just have a look at the plan here. That's what's the fun part comes in. So, right turn shortly after departure. Takes us over the island on the north side of the mountain there. Alongside the coast of Turkey. Over the Aegean Sea and then on to Bulgaria. Varna. And here's the interesting part. Yeah, so it actually takes us on the long approach here. But actually let's play nice and let's follow that for now, okay? Does look alright, so we could do the shortcut. I'll contemplate it while we're in flight if we do the shortcut approach, but that would require us to go down a bit faster to get down to back dip. So a bit of a large altitude drop there, just the turn. We'll review that later on. As for now, it looks very good. So there we have it. We can insert this here. Let's actually do something like this, and let me just see if that works. No, they just left anyway. What are you doing? Yeah, We'll just imagine they're still there, right? I really haven't got my head completely around the ground handling app yet. I would like to just remove a few elements at a time, like the cargo guys and the fuel guys and stuff like that, but for some reason they're just very... Yeah, we'll just hide them. Don't need to spend more time on that. I have a long flight, so close the doors. Like so. And
Guys, the Leo's on board.
we'll just shut this down for now and we'll come back to it. And sorry, but I have to sneeze, guys, so just 1 second. Try not to blow your ears out. Oh, sorry, guys. Morning sneezing. Kilo. Kilo. No. Ah. There we go. And the airport. There we go. So we'll be pushing back, facing south, and we'll be going on the Charlie all the way to holding point Alpha. And the departure is Boeing 1 Echo. This is here. So the runway heading, let's have that first. So that's 1, 2, 2, 1 set. And Boeing 1 Echo climb to Larnaca Int, which is there we go. Climb to Larnaca Int, turn right, intercept 296 bearing from Larnaca Int to Dados. So we'll actually just intercept the Larnaca Int, so we'll need to tune that as 432. There we go. And 296. Dados was here at 9,000. And then on to Boeing. At this point here we will most likely already be on the flight director, so it's looking good. And we have Larnaca on the standby, so that's good. 223 out. Can just insert that just to have something. So slight bend inwards to Larnaca and then 296. Okay, so that's set. So let's just get some stuff going here. The APU on. And set. Oxygen tested, nav and transit display switches normal and auto, window heat is on, pressurization mode selector is auto, flight instruments heading and altimeter is cross-checked and correct. Parking brake is set, engine start lever set to cut off, flight deck door is closed and locked. Fuel, we have 6 pumps and 9.9 tons and 7.9 tons required. Let's just verify that. 8.9 tons required, 9.9 tons on board. Passenger signs are on, windows are locked. MCP we have 148,221, and we will set initial clearance to flight level 100. Takeoff speeds we have 139, 140 and 148. City pre-flight completed, rudder and aileron trim is 3 and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing is completed, anti-collision lights can now come on. And let's ask up the pushback guys and get that sorted, because I didn't pre-sort that.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
And as you can see, we are awfully skewed here. So I think something like this would do us nicely. Let me just find the right key on my... I have an extra keyboard sitting here. That will...
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Seated. So, and I really wish we could change that United Airlines tune. We are not United Airlines, so obviously some confused cabin crew here who recently switched jobs. What we can do is grab a sip of coffee, pop the APU on. There we go. Yeah, so I said to the flight, about 2 hours time, nice weather for flying. We're flying along the coast of Turkey, over Izmir, the Aegean Greece, and then Bulgaria. So, yeah, nice flight, I think. And hopefully the scenery in Larnaca will be better than this here. Let me just have a look at my butt kicker. Make sure that it is playing nice today.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
And we can release the parking brake.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, and we will start 2 and 1 in sequence, starting number 2. Set, correct. And get some fuel in. Five, four, three, two, one. Yeah. EGT rolling back. Looks normal. Starting number 1. Some fuel in. EGT is pulling back nicely, so So see yourselves content with that. That's auto. And we'll just have a quick sweep here.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
We'll review that later. Okay, come down. And you can actually come up a bit. So for some reason LNAV is not really that... I think it's because of the heading, it doesn't like being skewed that much away, so we'll turn it on later. And let's just do the system, so full forward, full back, full left, center, right, center, and left. Looking good. You can pop on flaps 5, do the rejected takeoff.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Hand signal on the left. Bye bye, Bella. Oh, I don't know actually what I would say, what language I would speak. I don't speak any Greek, so. Generators on, propane on, anti-ice off, isolation value is auto, engine start switch is continuous, recall is checked, auto brake is RTO, engine start levels idle detent, flight controls are checked, ground equipment is clear, and there's the bypass pin, so let's just get moving. And I'll take the weather, you'll take the terrain. And let's go. Get to around 30%. There we go, roll this nicely. And let's leave this skewed airport for mainland Europe. Now, this is the furthest south we will ever get on this trek. We are quite close to Lebanon, Israel and Egypt and Turkey. And now we will start the long trek northbound. We will be zigzagging quite a lot in the next flight leg. So I have some, actually I do have some flight leg suggestions that I will I'll take you through my thought process, and we'll go for one of the choices there, basically. So what I want to do is go on Charlie. So even though we don't have a line here, we'll go straight ahead, and that should be Charlie right there. Not much going on with regards to signs on this taxiway here, so this is an airport that really could use a touch of love from some scenery developer. There's the ocean. So we are at sea level here. Now, what did I forget? I forgot two things, guys. Excuse me, this being quite a bit
Lima,
early.
Charlie, Lima, Kilo, airport information, Gulf 0700, Zulu, weather, wind 164 at 8, visibility 10,000, sky condition, few clouds at 3,500, temperature 30, dew point 22, QNH 1007, advise on initial contact, you have information, Gulf.
QNH 1007.
Lima, Charlie, Lima, Kilo, airport.
Slow her down a bit. And the MFR rate is just 1006. See if we can hit that without using the lovely VR mouse. There we go. Perfect. So that's what happens, guys, when you're walking outside the major checklists, and yeah. But But we should be good to go now. Can't really come. Nothing more comes to mind. We have the Unicom checked. We can of course, for the sake of good order, we can pull out the Move VR just to check for any ATC, but and traffic of course. But I do not think that we will have neither traffic nor ATC. But for the sake of good order, we will just have a close look. Shouldn't be much wind here either, almost. Yeah. Just a breeze from the ocean, nothing too bad. So yeah, nothing much. We think we're the only aircraft there actually. For some reason the new version of Vatsim doesn't really play ball this morning. But most important thing, nothing going on, so we'll just pop that behind us. General aviation and cargo, and then onto Alpha, and we're ready for takeoff. So the ortho at least isn't that bad for Cyprus, so at least we get to enjoy that once we get off this airport here. Do think it's quite old. It actually might even be a X-Plane 10 airport, by the looks of it. Here's Alpha. Let's just imagine that we are cleared to take off. And we have flaps 5 and 5.0
Okay, the cabin is secure.
units set. And the transponder TRA short final is clear, and we're cleared for takeoff. Runway 22, looking for 221 on the heading. Make sure we don't drive into the ocean here.
Approaching 22.
There's the Pappy light sitting in the middle of the runway. 4 reds. Yeah, so it's definitely a bit skewed here.
On runway 22.
Go 221. So let's start the timer and set it to 40%. Looks good enough for me. Set, take off thrust. Yeah, Elna is still not playing ball, so we'll just take a look at that once we get a.
80 knots.
Check. Looking for 140 for rotation.
E1 rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate.
And a gear up. $400. That's 1,000. Buck up now. And the flight directors. Oops, 1. Up. We're a bit late on the turn, but it was quite early turn here, so... But no biggie. Rather do it smoothly. A bit work overloaded there and causing me to make all sorts of errors, so should be aviating firstly and then worrying about checklist and what have you not later on. We'll go not VNAV, we'll need to clean up the aircraft. Do the, so that's the clouds, TAT 26, lots of things going on, so gear up, no lights, flaps up, no lights, and packs are auto, engine bleeds are on after takeoff, checklist completed, VNAV, and command A. Okay, so thus far that's good. Let's just go all the way to our flight level. Cruise level here. Level V60. Set, and set. And here we are leaving Cyprus. Still have a little bit of flying to do, just north of the mountains here in Cyprus. Just disregard that. Don't know why that's. Yeah, so. A little bit too much going on there with cleaning up of the aircraft and doing the turn, so... And I do also blame... I shouldn't really be flying, being... I'm still a bit sleepy. Quite early in the morning, but I had the chance to do this 2-hour leg, which means basically a 3-hour video. I had that opportunity now, so just fired up the sim and got on with it. So yeah. I'll use that as my excuse. But we are on the way nonetheless. Over Cyprus. And standard. Release the cabin crew. We have already didn't even secure them, so. That's 100. Pressurizing, looking good. Yeah. So what we might do actually, since I do not expect any neither traffic nor so for some reason that fantastic map that I prefer isn't really working this morning. I really seem to render the map, so we'll just use the old one. So I do not really expect any traffic or ATC to show up. We will be flying roughly like so. Crossing the sea here, again sea into Sofia. So what we'll be doing is ATCing ourselves, giving us some direct. So we can give us Vadus. At this point. There we have the highest terrain on Cyprus. Just in here. You see it quite clearly on the terrain radar. You release the cabin as well. yeah, looking rather good. Get some light here. Set. Not much going on in our vicinity. And as you can see, let's just have a look at the weather here. Just going to get pretty much all clear. Might be seeing a few clouds in Sofia, but nothing really. So we are scattered 26, broken 35. Wind is yeah, 3 knots, right? So basically no wind. 1016 on the generator, just pop that in. We have some sorts of lakes or something on the mountains there. And if you're wondering about the clouds, I have mentioned in other videos, but just to clarify, these are basically default X-plane clouds, and I'm using XEnviro. I have another video on the channel where I'll show you my XEnviro settings, but I've hardly touched XEnviro. Just done a few tweaks on some of the raindrops and the contrail depictions, but nothing that has to do with the clouds or the clouds volume. So they are vanilla default X-plane. I have used Ultra Red XP, but I do not like the fact that the Ultra Red XP are not able to depict clouds at the correct altitude. So that's basically why I have turned it off. And I do really like the looks of these clouds. These are the best looking clouds I've ever had in VR. But again, that's a preference question, right? So some guy might like this, some other guy might like the other thing. But for me, this is the way to go for now. Until we get volumetric clouds for VR. That will not burn a hole through my PC. So looking good. And one other thing I forgot to do, I promise you this will not be it's not the first and definitely not the last lagging of this here flight. Just keep up the tops on the heading. Well, I do feel that I'm a bit sleepy, so might account for a few mistakes here and there. That's why I need a good first officer. So we can just get rid of these. The arrival was the Varnet free hotel, that was this one. And then we agreed on the Zulu approach, right? And yeah, so that's why the Zulu approach actually takes us to Rubiv, right? That's why we go all the way around. But you might even, if you, I think it would be hard to get a good vector to get to Baghdad due to the terrain, and you have to really descend fast. You have 5 kilometers to do it in, so that's not really. That big beach looks nice. I would really like to be there. So the minima, what we can do, actually do this in the correct order. So let's get the airport, and we'll just leave it like so. Altitude is 1,700, so quite high. 1750. There we go, it's set. And the minima is 1945. And for that we'll definitely need our trusty VR mouse. So, pop you up. Looking for 19045. Very close, actually. There. 19045 is set. Perfect. Okay, so we're cruising along nicely. Basically, we can clear us all the way to excellent. No need to have all those other waypoints sitting in the way. I know I might be breaking some Vatsim protocol that if no HCC then you fly as filed. But we are basically flying as filed. It is the correct altitude and heading. It's just the name, so just keeping the FMC nice and tidy. No need for 10 waypoints names in between there. And those 1 and 2 degrees variations we won't really bother with. If we get any opposing traffic, we will monitor and navigate and aviate as needed. So this basically represents the turn up along the Turkish coast, I think. So what we can do is we can get the map out just for some situational awareness. There we are, just left the coast of Cyprus. So that's bye-bye Cyprus, bye-bye. Yeah, we will see the Mediterranean, but not really, because as we fly over Turkey, we are name-wise leaving the Mediterranean, going into the Aegean Sea. Next water we will see, yeah, you could say it's the Mediterranean, right? Because it's in here, but it is the Adriatic Sea once you go to Split in Croatia. But other than this is the last real flying over the Mediterranean for this project. Some sort of comfort in that, actually. We should have Turkey showing up within a short while in there. Can make up the terrain. So, pop you down to 10. .77 miles off Larnaca now. Send a nice PA. 112.6 for Larnaca. And 1095. Set. Heading 270. There's a bit of movement here, actually, a little bit of turbulent air. Just inserted here for now. So estimated arrival in Sofia is
1,000 to go.
So just about 1.5 hours. To have some wind coming in over the nose, so you can see that here, our wind. minus 31 now. And there's our cruise. "17 minutes in the air, 93 nautical miles from Larnaca." Cyprus is well behind us now, and Turkey is getting more clearly. So I need to get some more coffee and then try to set things up in the correct order so that we avoid any mistakes. Would like to just check the arrival altitudes, make sure that they correlate with what we have in the FMC, and then get in some fixed wings and some maybe some forecast for the descent. Oh, nice with some coffee. And we're just checking that everything is looking good. Nothing poking out here that we need to deal with. No, still got 450 kilos of fuel in the center tank, so in not too long we'll get a master caution and we'll turn it off. Monitoring Unicom. Traffic wise, still no. We have this one guy here doing a long haul. Theo. It's a shame that this other map doesn't really seem to want to play ball today, because it does work a lot better for VR. And as you can see, our trusty Project Fly is tracking us, ready to measure that all important landing rate. And I do have a small speech prepared, and I also have a lot of charts. Just have a look at this nice, awesome paint edited map. So here we have the areas we have visited thus far of the European Union. Cyprus was the last one to read it out. Next up is Bulgaria, and then we'll decide how we'll do with these countries. We'll be doing some zigzagging, because I would like to avoid, if possible, to have flight legs at around 15 minutes or something like that. That would need me to set up everything, do everything while on ground before taking off. That includes the geographical info, all that stuff. So we might end up doing a few shorter legs, but because also there's something demoralizing by tracking back over your own foot track. So we'll see what we'll do. But I have been thinking about Bulgaria, then Split in Croatia, then back to Romania, and then maybe Slovenia, Hungary, Austria, Slovakia, Prague, Warsaw, and then all the way up, like so. So this leg here we'll have some semi legs around just over an hour, but other than that, this leg here will be the last real 2-hour leg that we'll be doing on this project. So there's Turkey coming out. There's our Swift client. Nothing happening there, nothing to report. And the Vatsim map that is a bit buggy today. Basically here we are en route. See, we'll do a turn around here, then go over the coast of Turkey, over the Aegean Sea, into Sofia. And cruising over the ocean now. So a bit more coffee and then we'll continue our setup. So I can find my coffee, that is. There it is. $300 kilos again left in the center tank. So this is the cool thing about VR, right? You can't really do like this in 2D. You can, but yeah, you don't really get that sense of docking under here. So once we turn at XLR, we'll get the wind more to our side. We might get a bit more turbulent movement than there now. There will be more of a crosswind, strong crosswind. So we will need to skew a bit. As you can see, we are a bit skewed here. But progressing nicely. So let's get the to 7 and let's get the 10 and 5 miles ring in. As we usually do. There we go. And check here. So we have 500 nautical miles to top of descent at 8:47. So just over an hour and 2 or 3 minutes to top of descent. So plenty of time to play with here. Unless something goes wrong, and if failure occurs or something, and we'll have to do some other things. The descent, the forecast. We just might as well pop that in now. So that VNAV can take a better informed decision about what to do. So we'll take 310, 200 and 100. And 3416. And 0019. Three 167. And currently sitting at 1016 in the QNH. Execute that. And let's get the charts out. So that's Varnet. And at Ruby to 10, 6,000. At above 6,000. 6,000 above and to 10. We need to do maximum to 10 at Arcti, actually. That's correct, to 10 below. Back to 41. That's correct. And looking good, actually. Nothing to complain about in the FMC this time. So all we need to be careful of is that terrain. In case of a missed approach, we will follow the missed approach, which should be inserted as well. Yeah, we have it here, Sofia and Bose. Sofia and Bose, so that's correctly inserted. 312, we can just tune it to have it on the ready. So it's ready. And the transition altitude is 12,000. But that needs some correction. There we go. And here's Turkey. While we have been chatting away, Turkey has been sneaking up on us, so let's just get a first officer's view, since he obviously has the best view of Turkey today. Turkey, currently not a member of the EU. They have been applicants for many years, and much controversy and political stuff that I definitely do not want to discuss. Do not discuss that in the cockpit. And what a beautiful country, beautiful people. And, but unfortunately for us, not a member of the EU. Otherwise I would have loved to land there. Would have been hard to pick an airport. Maybe that's all for the best, because it would be very hard to pick one airport. You have Ankara, you have Istanbul, Antalya, Izmir, you have lots of beautiful places. Don't even know the name of half of them. Not much traffic going on. Let's just look at Sofia. I'll do if we can open it. One arrivals, that's us. So no other traffic going in or out as of now. And coming up is roads. Oh, out here somewhere. And there's the center fuel tank spent. Just turn him off. That's that done. 3.89, 3.89. Looking good. And we might do some more shortcutting here, just to avoid all of these pearls on a string here. Do something like Kekik once we turn. So we can just insert it. And then we turn 115. Because you see here you have all these little micro corrections. Really are annoying and makes no real big sense. Of 315, 316, 315, so it'll be just silly. Larnaca is gone, so currently not tracking anything. That's wonderful, Turkey. Guys, sorry for me looking up all the time. It's just having to drink some coffee and you are sort of stuck to my eyes wherever the hell looking, so when I drink I look up. 14 miles to the turn. Almost lost my controller there. So seven miles. There we are. There's roads, Kos, Izmir up there. There's the turn. Let's insert, execute, kick. There we go. Sharp turn there. Not much ATC wise going on in Europe at this moment. It's quite early. We do have London by the looks of it, as always. There is roads. Looking at the progress here. Still a good while to go. Long trek this one. So let's have a look at the routing that I had in mind. So here's I actually named them. So here's option number 1, right? So we are currently now, these lines are obvious just for guidance. So we are going to Sofia. Then in this routing here, next up was Split, and Slovakia, Ljubljana, sorry, Slovenia, then Slovakia, then back down to Romania, actually backtracking all of the progress we made. That's why I'm a bit apprehensive about this. Only to head back up to Hungary, and then Austria, Prague, Warsaw, that way around, and then down back up to avoid a short leg. That's number 1. Number 2, I'm actually getting more and more fond of this one, even though it does have a few pickles in it. So there's the lake we're on now. Then we'll do a very short hop from Sofia to Bucharest in Romania. And from Bucharest we'll go on to Split, and then try to be as logical in our routing as possible, right? So very short lake here, decent, nice 1 hour lake here, bit short here, okay here into Innsbruck. So quite a few short. That's the only thing I don't like, all of those short jumps. We have a few okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is also okay-ish. Short flights will need to prepare a lot while on the ground before departing, obviously. So low flight levels, cruise levels as well, just basically up and down. And then we have this one very short here. We'll hardly make 10,000 feet, I think. We'll just go from departure to arrival, actually. From Estonia to Finland, just across the sea here. And then the same routing as before. And wasn't it the last one? Oh, it is actually different. This also Romania zigzagging, basically. We could do this. This is the old map, which were to bring us to Varna, but now we go to Sofia, then split back to Bucharest to make these flight legs a little bit more, what do you say, meaty. And that would leave us with quite a few longer legs here. And then some sort of star. Then up, and then from Riga back down to Tallinn and back up to Helsinki. So it'll be a lot of back and forth just to keep some flight time on the legs. This last part is obviously the same as before. So yeah, that's some of the thought process I've been going through. I actually like this one as well. What I don't like is the goddamn, sorry for me for cursing, backtracking to Romania, which I'm not too keen to do. So what we might do actually is just get Romania done while we're close. Neighboring country, it's okay flight, it's like maybe max 40 minutes. So I think we'll do that. Now, I had planned actually, funny story, I had planned to do 2 legs today, get this long one out of the way and get a good look at Sofia, and then do a turnaround in Sofia and continue onwards to Bucharest in Romania. But then yesterday I managed to lose a filling in one of my front teeth. It was quite annoying, it's like a big gaping hole in the teeth. So I got a dentist appointment today, which of course will take some time out of the time available for me today, so that will cause the flight to Romania to be postponed for a couple of days, I think, but we'll see. Also, I would like I would like to have a few hours before going to the dentist after flying, and one reason, that's one drawback with the VR. The reason for that is that once you have been in VR for an hour or so, you will get this very distinct mark in your face, like you have been wearing a ski goggle or diver's mask. And it takes a while for that to dissipate, so you look like an idiot, really, and I live inland, so people will be wondering, what the heck is it, they will look at my face and think all sorts of things. So that's why I don't want to go to the dentist with a big ski mask imprinted on my face. So that's why I will need to take a few hours break before going outside after doing VR. So that's a drawback in VR, but that's one I'll take. Currently cruising along the Turkish coast. Roads are over there. Turkey down there. 400 nautical miles to top of the Int. It's a bit delayed now due to the wind. Of course, what we could do, we could cheat a bit and up the speed. We have the fuel for it, so. And it's due to that wind, no doubt. coming up on a bunch of points here as well, 30 miles out. And what we'll do then is we will clear ourselves to Izmir, 314. I'm quite curious to learn something about today, to learn something about Bulgaria. I'm not too familiar with Bulgaria, so it'd be nice to learn something. Still no real traffic, no ATC. ATC in the UK, but that's about it. And a brief weather update we can do. Clear skies, more or less. A bit more clouds as we get into Bulgaria. A little bit of weather actually. But we don't mind, we like some weather. Keeps us occupied. A bit more coffee. And 45 minutes flying now. We can't put the seat back actually, we're on cruise. Relax a little bit. Getting more in over the Turkish mainland here. Very nice bays and small fishing villages and stuff down there. Would be worth exploring one day in a sailing boat. And actually, let's just Izmir right away. There we go. So we're clear for the next 110 nautical miles. Straight ahead to Izmir. And in the grand scheme of things, here we are now. Started out here in Berlin, been all over the UK, Ireland, France, Portugal, Spain, Italy, Malta, Greece, Cyprus, and now we are all the way down here, and we have all of this here left. And had we flown in a direct, trying to get as far away as we could, the same distance, we would have been around Thailand by now. The distance we have been flying, at least, even further I think. We've been flying for 24 hours actually, so we would have been around the world I think. But a lot of time does go with setting up, and as you notice in the videos, I use between 30 minutes to up to almost an hour in the setup, depending on how much ATC is there, how much traffic and so on, what's going on. And we do spend a lot of time descending and climbing and also sort of stuff like that. So time in cruise maybe it's not that much. And this here is some zone photo scenery, so you will see some clouds there. I think it's zone photo at least. But still, I do hear see some guys ride, and how do I get rid of? Is there some way to remove the clouds from the Auto for XP? And they complain about it. Well, yeah, it's a shame when you get clouds that you can't really get rid of, and you have to do stuff like those tiles you see down there. But it's still, despite that, I still prefer orthophoto over default X-plane, which just is default textures on mesh. because the clouds, yeah, they are a nuisance, but they are mostly not covering the entire country, and you still get, most of the time you see the fields and the roads correctly placed and everything, the colors are correct, and that's 10 times better than the default. So if you see tiles like that, just look away, look this way instead. And if you're flying in an area with a lot of clouds, then if it's cloudy, you hardly recognize it, you can hardly see it. It's hidden in shadows and whatnot, so it's really well camouflaged anyway. So yeah. So we are 50 minutes in. Look at the progress. Not much going on actually. This is actually a short haul flight, right? So it's 2 hours, but you get a lot of just downtime where you would be doing all sorts of other stuff, like, I don't know, just monitoring. Nothing much really happening, not much to do. Basically sit on your hands most of the time. So imagine, that's why I imagine doing a transatlantic flight, doing 5 or 6 hours in cruise, right? Doing basically doing this, nothing really going on. You don't have, even if you don't have ATC, or even if you did have ATC, it wouldn't have much to say to us. They'll just be giving us these long shortcuts. Yeah. So we do have the geography lesson left to do, but I still would like to just let it be for a little while more. "52 minutes in there. Apache field land, huh? or field land, what am I talking about? Farmland, sorry. Don't really listen to me, sometimes I'm just letting my brain ramble along and all sorts of weird stuff comes out. So it estimates 5.2 tons. Sorry. Yeah, 5.2. That's 61.9, 62.1. There, 145 at flaps 30. Beautiful terrain down here, right? Look at that mountain range. You can even see the road on the ridge going up. Oh, no. Here we go. Here we are, coming up on Izmir. That's the mountain we're looking at. So Izmir should be what we have over here. So guys, let's do the geography thing. I need to postpone that. So let's learn about Bulgaria. There's the flag, white, green and red. Country in the Balkans, Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a Balkan nation with diverse terrain encompassing the Black Sea coastline. A mountainous interior and rivers including the Danube, a cultural melting pot with Greek, Slavic, Ottoman and Persian influences. It has a rich heritage of traditional dance, music, costumes and crafts. At the foot of the domed Vitosha mountain, it is a capital city. At the foot of the dome, sorry, I just do this again. At the foot of the domed Vitosha mountain is its capital city, Sofia, where we're going today, dating back to the 5th century BC. The capital is Sofia, and official script is Cyrillic. Yeah. Fun facts. Here we go. Unknown fun facts about Bulgaria. Bulgaria is the oldest country in Europe that hasn't changed its name since it was first established. This happened in 681 AD. The capital, Sofia, was founded 7,000 years ago. That's the second oldest city in Europe. The gold treasure discovery in Varna necropolis is the oldest one in the world, dates back to 5000 BC. Very valuable, a lot of history there. Bulgarians express approval by shaking their heads rather than nodding. That's weird, huh? Yeah, could really get you in some trouble there. The famous Bulgarian rose oil is used for making some of the world's most popular expensive perfumes. 1 gram of rose oil is produced out of 1000 rose blooms. Holy. Every year on March... This is March 1st, that's what's meant? Yeah, anyway. trade. They exchange matensis. Okay, that's not a really fun fact. The Bulgarian folk song Islel Dileleo has been flying around open space together with Bach's Mozart's greatest work since 1977, when the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2 probes left Earth. Bulgarian yogurt is the best in the world, no doubt about it. So, that's... Didn't really say anything about how many people are in Bulgaria. Huh? Maybe it says something here. No, maybe they don't know. I don't know. Usually one of the first facts people write. Anyway, let's hear the national anthem of Bulgaria called Dear Motherland. Yeah, I think we'll leave it at that. Bulgaria, of course, is down here. We have seen the map a lot of times. Let's just... I'm really interested in knowing how many people are there. Usually that's one of the fact that people... Mark Zuckerberg has Bulgarian origin and is named after the Bulgarian grandfather Marco. Okay. So Facebook founder actually. Yeah. So let's just leave it at that, shall we? Let's have a look if the Vatsim version 2 map is up and running. I don't know. Might be something in my internet settings that has changed, but I don't really know what. Here we are, cruising along, halfway mark past, more or less. 259 miles to top of the sand. And that's Izmir, so next up is Rixo. Same heading, no change. And now, soon enough, we'll be leaving Turkey. We'll be crossing the Aegean Sea. As we're passing over Izmir, let's just see if the first officer can grab a fast sneak peek of there's Izmir. There. The airport over there. And there's also a runway down here. Yeah, Izmir, ladies and gentlemen. Bit blocky the author here, but still better than default explain. At least that's what I think. And yeah, and we all set up for the approach. We have minimum set. We haven't really reviewed the airport runway length. Nice long runway. So if we can go either Foxtrot or Charlie, that'll be nice. And then on to the terminal. So we'll do an auto brake 2 there. Should do us nicely. Let's zoom in, get a look at traffic around us. We do have a little bit of traffic out there, but still far away. Romania. Yeah, so don't think we'll have anything conflicting with us at all. And let's just give ourselves a shortcut all the way to Lima Mike Oscar. I've been drinking so much coffee, guys, I actually even think I will have to get to the bathroom before we start our descent. It's the issue on longer flights, that you actually have time to do that. That's good, but you also have a greater chance of needing to go because of sitting for a longer while, so. Just have a look at the engines. Looking good. Fuel, 6.4 tons. Should be a 6.1 at LMO. Izmir is passed. So, looking good there. Everything is set. Let's have a walk in the cabin. Cruising along here. Really wish they could fix the reflection in the windscreen. You see the cockpit reflection. Bit immersion breaking, but it's just eye candy. Not that important. Wing view. Aft pantry. Try to walk the line straight here. And the cockpit view. See if we can get a jump seat. So actually not much going on here. We have 66 miles to go to LMO, then we'll be turning more over Sofia. We have about 20 minutes to top of descent. And no way to see, no real traffic issues from what I can see. So what I'll just do, guys, while we head out over the Aegean Sea, is that I will just quickly use the restroom, and I will be right back. Okay, guys, I am back. Sorry for that interruption, but even pilots need to go sometime, right? Luckily for us, our aircraft is doing just fine. The only thing we'll need to do is just to update the latest course change. And we are currently crossing the Aegean Sea between Turkey and Greece. We'll be spending a short time in Greek airspace here before heading into Bulgaria. Over to our right we have the what they call the street between the Black Sea and the Aegean Sea, where we have Istanbul, Bosphorus Street, I think it's called. And yeah, so looking nice, looking good. Let's just maybe we should just get an update on the weather. We have been flying now for an hour and 20 minutes, and we are closing in fastly on the top of descent. Just 120 miles to go. 20 minutes more, give or take. I have lost a little bit of time on the estimate due to the wind, but the wind has died down now. Very much. Even it was at over 70 knots. Now we're down to 7 knots, so hardly any wind. At least not at this altitude and speed. So here we have something just popping up, just no real traffic. And let's just have a look at Sofia. See if still no traffic there other than us. So looking good. And let's have a look at the weather. Let's update this. Have you guys been following the story about the Hurricane Dorian? Insane how it destroyed the Bahamas. So hope the people are right. They'll get back on their feet soon. Sofia, here we go. So we do have some precipitation just east of Sofia. See if I can get the complete meta up. There we go. So 10 knots. Actually, so might even let's just make sure that we are still up to date on the. So we'll look at real world traffic. So there's Larnaca, we don't need that. We need to find Sofia and see what the real world traffic is currently doing there. I checked just before departing and inserted the correct runway as. Well, that's the difficult thing about this here. It's hard to. See if we can pick this guy. Looks like he just landed. Okay, so the runway has changed. It seems. So we will need to, because the winds also changed, so we will definitely need to do some quick adjustments here. So need to find a good just get this up here. So we're going to change it to 19 and on a Zulu. Just check out the Yankee here for 19. Varna 3D and Yankee. So shut this down, this as well. And arrival Varna 3 Delta. There we go. Varna 3 Delta and the Zulu. Right? Oh, Yankee, sorry. 09 Yankee, here we go. Let's just execute it. And let's get a closer look. So basically the same as the other one, just the other way around, right? Same speed restriction, 7,000 and going in. And at Bengo will be at 6,100. That's correct, and 210. Then Magu will be 4,100. That's correct. That's here. Yeah. So it looks like we'll be going just south of this peak instead. But it looks good. We will accept this. Go back to map. And then we will need to update the heading is 90. I need to close the door. I don't want to listen to that toilet noise. And 110.7. Like so. The set and the minima is 1939. There we go. Set. Missed approach. Climb to 4005. Then back over the localizer. Let's just. So arrive with 4.9 tons. That's 61.8. Turning in over Sofia. Set it. Now we're heading over land. Getting closer. Really can't read this map. But we are going in here. So basically falling in here and then south of the mountain. Then into the approach. This is part of Greece that you rarely see. Beaches look nice though. Go. Looking good. So we have the reverse set, the minimum set. Runway heading is inserted. And the route is updated and we are tracking Sofia now. Oh nice. Progress. top of the descent is coming into view. 59 miles to go. So we need around 120 miles, that's the rule of thumb. And VNav has put us at 111-ish. So that's okay. We'll accept that. It's due to weather and winds and speeds and so on. And let's just look at the QNH. 1016 is set. And 1016 is set there. So that's looking good, so we'll stick with that. I don't think the simulator will update more than that until we arrive, so that should be good. Good visibility, a few clouds at 3000, other than that should be good. Heading in over land. Mainland Europe. Climb to minimum 4005 or 8 miles off Sofia. 74. Yeah, we have plenty to pick between. Turn right at maximum 205 knots to VOR, climbing to 8000, enter holding. Climb to 10 and holding as directed. So basically turn back, traverse where we came from and go into that holding for possibly a descent in the holding down back to a new approach. But we will have no ATC, so we will do some self-vectoring in the case of a go-round. And let's just check it. Vatsim. Yeah, nothing going on, no inbound traffic, nothing to really contend with us. Let's see how Europe is looking. Really to see. Geneva looks online, I think. Or is it? Yeah. Bit of traffic in Denmark and Sweden. A little bit in Eastern Europe. Leave it there. So we'll just track direct to Evivi. So 29, so a bit of lag here, loading in mountainous terrain ahead, no doubt. What we'll do, we'll tune this guy here. India Sierra Lima, there was it. Nice, they're flying. Few clouds, not too far away from us, but they're quite thin. And the terrain of Bulgaria coming in there, which we are passing over, no doubt. That's Varnet. So at Sierra Foxtrot 425 you should be at 12. Yeah, that's correct. And then nice profile here. Get us down in speed. We will most likely get some drag requests here. We'll just monitor it ever so closely. Do come from 284 here, then we have 8 nautical miles to drop 40 knots. It's quite optimistic. We'll just keep an eye on it. Beautiful mountain ranges here. Looking really, really good. It's another 10. There we go. And top of descent coming up, 10 miles. So we could actually get ready for that. Go down to 150. There we go. And that would leave us as our echo down here as our target. Then right up to the terminals here. And might as well get seated probably. There's our arrival. And we should be descending now. There we go. Drag request coming up shortly, no doubt. Leave it at this speed here. Do a level change. Just doing something different. A little bit more. Need to send a PA.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be able to, please return to seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the maintenance flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey.
So top of descent after 1 hour and 38 minutes. Dropping into Bulgaria. Coming up on 300. go. Just do a nice chunk now, then we'll smoothen it out later on. Do think maybe that's the mountains over there that we're going the south of. No doubt that we are in Bulgaria now. Yeah, so there's the mountain over there. .3 tons. Estimates 5 now. So 61.9. And we'll leave it as is. Look at those mountains ranges, eh? Bit of snow there. They are quite, it is quite mountainous here actually. No traffic to contend with, by the looks of it, so that's good. No ATC either. So we are getting a bit high here. Just up just a little bit, not much, just a time 3:19. 3.98 set. And that's one done. So now we're here. And we're passing this, it isn't really showing up here, we could just pop you in a bit. We do have this mountain here. Got terrain on both sides here, so we really need to stay within actually the 5-mile ring. A tad high. Just do a bit of speed here, just to catch up. And ILS is tuned. And 66 track miles. Profile is coming in. Should be slowing down so that once we hit this area here we are 210 and we'll remain 210 until slowing down for our landing. So we'll just keep our high speed for now to get a little bit more on profile, actually just a tad low, so that we have a good time, because we do have a short distance to slow down. So I would like to use a bit of leveling out to slow her down. Here's the mountain down here. See it quite clearly. But we're going just south of, and down there is Sofia. And I'm curious to see the airport. It is a freeway airport, but the guys in Bulgaria there is a lot of VFR stuff for Bulgaria, and Sofia is one of them as well. So curious to see it. And that mountain is quite high. It's 7,000.
1,000 to go.
Go down to 8. Still a bit high, actually. So what we can do actually is just ever so slightly increase the speed for a very short while, just to really catch up. We go basically all the way to 330 if we need to, so it's no real biggie. It's at 3, we have some clouds coming up, just monitoring it. Now we can really slow down. So let's start by $269. Just a little bit of speed brake. Set standard. Yeah, so this area here was a bit sketchy when getting ortho. It's really hard to get cloud-free ortho. And there's a problem with Eastern Europe, unfortunately. Go even more. Coming back nicely. We're a bit late with the slowing down, but it's okay. We'll pop flaps 1 out there just to help us. And we can tune frequency, and we can shut this here down. And we can kindly ask the cabin crew to get seated.
Lima Bravo Sierra Foxtrot Airport information.
Let's get the
Oscar
metal.
0830 Zulu weather wind 094 at 10 visibility 10,000 sky condition 3,300 scattered temperature 23 dew point 14 QNH 1016 advice on initial contact. You have information.
So 1016 is set. So let's do the checklist here. We got some lights on. We got landing altitude set, VREF is 144, flaps 30, minimum set, altimeter is 1016. So let's just go through here. And of course, pressurization set, recall checked, auto brake is set to 2. Landing data, VREF and minimum set, approach briefing completed, and altimeter is set. So we can get you even lower. So, still no localizer capture. And right turn to 90. And some clouds obscuring Sofia and the airport, so TAT 13. Sharp turn here. Wind is calm. There's still quite a long while to go. Just cruising down slowly here. We're a bit low on the profile, so we'll let VNav take it from here. .2 tons. TAT 16 coming into some clouds here. We should be getting visual in the airport after those clouds. Outskirts of Sofia. Looking good. Minus tune on both. Flaps 1, automatic set. Shall be interesting to see after these clouds. There's the localizer capture. 20 miles out. TAT 18. Got in a little bit low there, so we're a bit too aggressive on our descent. We did have a long while, so if we had free speed, we wouldn't even need to have done much with the speed brake and all.
2500.
So radial altimeter. TAT 20 in the clouds. Let's see what we get on the other side here. Nothing yet, still clouds. 17 miles. I think I can make out the airport just out there. Just surfing it just underneath the cloud layer here. Notice the terrain over there, right? It's the mountain. We need to. Both sides we have terrain, especially on our right side. That's why we need to make a big fat turn over the localizer and this way back out in case of a go run. $13 miles to go. On the approach. Runway is in sight, and airport and Sofia is in sight as well. You see the buildings. If I had more more objects drawing set higher, we would have obviously see it more pronounced, but that's just one of the few things that I have to give up to run it as smoothly as we're doing with the clouds and everything. 10 miles coming up. Imagine that we are clear to land. And on the speed brakes at flaps 5. And glide slope is alive. And I see Pappies. And there's the city of Sofia down below us. Good so far.
2500.
Cabin crew, please be seated for landing. So we can just wait a little bit with configuring. So we're looking at 149. Still no wind. Two reds, two whites. So let's get gear down. Flaps 15. And let's have a nice landing. Landing checklist. It starts with discontinuous. Speed brake armed. Landing it down. Flaps 15. Open on landing. It's the city. City of Sofia. 30.
Thousand feet, stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
And manual flight.
Approaching 09.
Watching the speed, watching the patterns.
500.
Bit of
400.
Bit of wind here.
300.
Bit low.
Approaching minimums. 200.
Looking good.
Minimums.
Landing.
100.
Light slow.
50.
Light
40.
slow.
30. 20. 10.
And we're down. Cancel reverse. So that's the issue with the VR, that you need to look and grab it to get to both at the same time. So I actually think we have some issues with this here. You can see how fast we're braking. So we'll take this here exit here. Bit slow. And ladies and gentlemen, just get set. Welcome to Sofia in Bulgaria. Lovely country, and another country off our list, which is always nice. All we need to do now is find a stand we can use and get to look at our rates. Look at this terrain, it's really beautiful here. Beautiful country. I think it's underestimated actually. Nice terrain in there. From here it doesn't look that bad actually, the scenery, the airport and all. So we'll just stay here for a while. Get this set. Nice and tidy. Not have bad scenery. That's de-icing. And we can fire debut. Ourselves a stand. So Sofia, I don't have lost count of how many countries we have visited, but we are at least halfway there now, I reckon, and arrived here after a very nice, uneventful flight from Cyprus in the Mediterranean, along Turkey, over Izmir, over Greece and the Aegean Sea, and into mountainous Bulgaria. Beautiful Bulgaria. Actually, let's go to the other side of the terminal just to get a better view of the scenery, because it looks rather good here actually. So this is freeware scenery, mind you. Looks really good. Lufthansa hangars. I don't know if that's accurate, but really detailed. There's lots of small details in the scenery here. See if there's some gate guidance and perhaps even some jet bridges. That would be awesome. So let's just kill number 2 and slow down at the speed as well. Not sure with the gate or the jet bridges though. Let's do this one here, shall we? Yeah, gate guidance. Here we go. All important parking. And just get it aligned properly. Pop on debut. There we go. Set the brake. And we're on debut, so we can kill engine number 1. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bulgaria, Sofia. Cabin crew, please disarm doors and slides. And we can kill these slides here. Kill the pumps. And we are at 4.8 actually with the taxi. So that is quite good. Turn this off. And Peter tubes can come off. And I can shoot the seat back, and yeah, nice flight, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Let's just reset that, just for fun. And let's, did I kill the, yeah I did kill, so let's have a look at the landing rate, shall we? But first, let's open the doors. Why is that locked? What have we not turned off? Because we need to do this perhaps. Nope. Parking brake set. These are all off. Just I don't really understand why that's perhaps this was the issue. Ah, I know. We need to set the jogs and connect the GPU so we can do this. And turn off the APU. And that should do us. Nope. Strange. Well, we won't bother too much with it. This is a nice, quiet place to look at our landing rate. So here we go. And I have actually really got no idea. I think it was an okay landing. Nothing special about it actually. Bit low, but I tend to go low. Avoids me floating, but within boundaries. So let's check it here. 243, I can take that all day long. Right at stand, complete flight, looking good. There we go. There's our path, pretty straightforward. Nothing special there. So last thing, parking rate. How did we manage? Not too bad actually. We're in the yellow. Bit much to the left, but other than that, I would take that as well. Looking good. So with those words, I think I will end the video and get some more coffee. Hope you enjoyed the flight as always, and join me for the next flight leg where I am quite sure we'll either go to Split or Romania. I'll need to get me some coffee and think it through. But we will go to our next country, whether it's Croatia or Romania. We will find that out shortly. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up and even share it. Sharing is caring, you know. So I hope you enjoyed it and hope you'll have a nice day onwards after this video. Thank you and bye bye.